Alright, what do we want to warm up with today? I haven't flown a J11 in a while. Yeah, let's do a J11. Oh, I don't have all my skins anymore. I'll just go digital. Alright, R73s. ETs. Yeah, 2 ETs. And let's not use the intake mounts, because that creates a decent amount of drag. We'll just use the belly to put a couple of 77s on there. That's a good loadout.
Request refueling. Request rearming.
Copy.
Oh, I wonder if I should try to set up the new head tracking so I've got... Allow me to move my head around a little bit more. Oh, well, no, that's not working at all. I don't know. Yeah, I can adjust my head to the sides, but I don't know if I like that. Well, that's not too bad, I guess. Alright, we'll give that a shot and see.
Refueling complete.
Yeah, I can tilt my head a lot more. I just gotta get used to it. I'm used to it working one way for the last, 2 years. Oh, there's those 77s. And then ET, and then 73. That's one of the most dangerous missiles right there. The R-27 ET.
Rearming complete.
Because it fires off the electrical optical sensor. It gets tracking data off that, so you can fire it from pretty far away. But it's actually a heat-seeking missile, so it uses this to get close enough to the heat signature, and then it'll guide it. It's like a Fox 3, but it's a heater. So it gives no RWR warning to the enemy. It's an amazing technology, although I think it works way better in DCS than it does in real life, but it's still really cool. check my bindings because it's been a minute. Radar, electrical optical, reset, trim reset. This is barometric attitude. Okay. So this should be TWS, yeah. Pulse repeat. Should be air brake. This should be LA. Countermeasure switch. Helmet mount, bore mount. So this will be nav, BVR, vertical scan, and air to ground. This is weapon change. Nose wheel steering. This should be the paddle. Yep. This should be the cannon and trim hat. Okay. Yep. Basically, I set it up the exact same way as the flanker because this is indeed a type of flanker. All right, let's get this thing started.
Colt 1, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 280-435 at 1,500, cold. Colt 1, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 051-450 at 1,000, hot. Colt 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 281-435 at 1,500, cold. Colt 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 050-450 at 1,000, hot. Colt 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 062-445 at 7,000, cold.
Alright, let's taxi. We're gonna hang a left. Yeah, this will be nice with the new IR puck. Now I can move my head around the cockpit a lot more. I can kind of like look over things now.
Colt 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 061-445 at 7,000, hot.
Oh no, hold on. My keys are messed up now. There we go. Using a different profile in my head tracker, so I had to.
Colt 1,
Keys were messed up.
Overlord
Alright.
1-1, pop-up group 279.
So this should pause it, and this should reset it.
1,500, hot.
Yeah, okay. Kind of thought it would keep the hotkeys to the same, but nope. Profiles went back to the keys. Hotkeys for using the head tracking went back to default.
Colt 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 062-445 at 7,000, cold. Colt 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 278-435 at 1,500, hot. Colt 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 062-445 at 7,000, hot. 280, 435 at 1,500. Cold.
Cold 1. Kaya, you are cleared for takeoff already. Climb 300 at
Cold 1, Overlord 1-1. Bra 063, 445 at 7,000. Cold.
Overlord 1-1, passing waypoint 1 at 35,000.
We're pretty light.
Overlord
We shouldn't have to use the
1-1,
burner.
on station at bullseye 326 for 150 at 35,000.
Alright, rotating.
Colt 1, Overlord 1-1.
Gear coming up.
Bra 281, 435 at 1,500. Cold.
I think I need to increase my look down. I have to move my head a little bit too much to look down, I think. Well, that's not too bad. Alright, let's do... I don't know, I'm in a J11. I should be able to smoke everything pretty damn fast. Let's do 5. Start this stream off with a banger of a warm-up where I'm probably gonna die. Alright, let's get up in the air.
Colt 1, Overlord 1-1. Pop-up group 288, 430 at 1,500. Hot. Colt 1, Overlord 1-1. Bra 059, 450 at 7,000. Cold.
Alright, we're gonna use our 2 Fox 3s. Seeing how we're going up against 5, we need all the advantage that we can get, so we're gonna leave our radar off. We're gonna use the data link to spot our targets. So right now we got nothing on data link. We'll turn on our electrical optical sensor so that we're not giving any radiation off. That's probably one of them right there. Alright. Let's come off blower. So we're going to use our R77s, which are basically Russian AMRAMs, and we're going to use our electrical optical sensor so we can get 2 shots off without sending any warning to the enemy. But it requires our AWACS to give us, there we go, data link information so we know where they are. Now we know where they are. They're there. Let's grab a bogey dope and see what altitude they're at.
Colt 1, Overlord 1-1. Pop-up group 295, 445 at
Overlord 1-1, Colt 1, request bogey dope.
Colt 1, Overlord 1-1. Bra 100, 440 at 25,000. Hot. Colt 1, Overlord 1-1. Bra 097, 435.
Alright,
at
097, that's right where we're
25,000
looking,
knots.
35 miles, 25,000 feet. So that's our guys right in front of us.
Colt 1, Overlord 1-1. Bra 097, 435 at 25,000 knots.
We're a little high, we're at like 30,000 feet. We need to come down a little bit. Oh yeah, there's all 5 of them. Let's see. Yeah, we want 77s. We'll hit them with the 277s. They won't know what hit them, and then we can go in with, we'll have 2 ETs, extended range, electrical optical heater missiles, and then we've got 4 high off bore sight R-73s for a dogfight. As long as we kill a few of them on the way in, we'll probably be okay. Like I said, we're never going to use a radar. They're not going to know we're coming. Unless they see us with their eyeballs, which is hard to do until they're real close, so. Come on, Trim.
Colt 1, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 286, 460 at 1,500, Colt.
Yeah. Now we just need them to show up. Speaking of which, where'd they go? There's one right there. Actually, you know what? That's a bunch of them. They're all standing on top of each other in a brick. Alright, so now we've got an electrical optical lock. So now we know right where they are. Except, like I said, this is not giving any radiation for them, so they don't know that we've got them actually locked right now. They have no idea. We'll kind of stay down here in the haze. See if we can get close. Okay, I see the leader right there. There's the leader. There's the trailers. Oh yeah, that's all 4 of them too. Can we get the leader? Oh, we got the leader. That's what we want. We're ready to fire.
Launch authorized.
Fox 3. Switching to one of the wingmen.
Colt 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 353, 435
Come on.
at 7,000,
Alright, we got him,
Colt.
but I can't get...
Launch
There we go.
authorized.
Fox 3. Okay, there's our 2
Launch
Fox 3s.
authorized.
Switching to
Launch
73.
authorized.
Fox 2.
Colt 1, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 284, 480
Launch
at
authorized.
1,500,
Fox 2.
Colt.
Launch authorized.
Fox 2.
Launch
Alright.
authorized.
Well, our 73s didn't hit, but we had to give it a shot.
Colt 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 283, 490 at 1,500, hot.
Switch this
Launch
over to an
authorized.
ET. Extended Fox 2. Good track. Got him. Alright, where's his buddy?
Colt 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 00341
There he
at
is.
21,000, Colt. Colt 1, Overlord 1-1,
Well, you're not gonna make that turn, buddy.
00743 at 19,000, Colt. Colt 1,
Okay, I'm definitely not used to this head
1-1,
tracker
Bra
yet.
19442 at 11,000, hot.
Let him get behind me. Damn. Oh yeah, this is messing me up. I think I might have to go back to the way I had it.
Colt 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 06641 at 10,000, Colt.
Alright, Where am I? I know I'm out turning him.
Colt 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 3844,
There he is.
435 at 7,000, cold. Colt 1, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group
Launch
283,
authorized.
490 at 1,500
Fox 2.
knots.
Got him. Alright, one left. And he's right down there. Well, if we kill this last one, that's going to be 1 versus 5. That'll be pretty good. I need to change my head tracking, though. This profile is messing me all up. I can't. I'm moving my head way too much. And I'm
Colt
losing
1,
track trying
Overlord
to do it.
1-1, Bra 283, 490 at 1,500.
Alright, we're coming
cold.
around on him. Wait, that's a parachute. That's a
Colt 1,
parachute.
Overlord 1-1, pop-up
There he
group
is.
05740 at 3,000.
We're still
knots.
outrating him. We got him. What do I have? Do I have an R70? All I got's an ET left.
Launch authorized.
See if we can gun him real quick. No, he's turning way too hard. That's very high aspect. Nah. Let's go into... Gosh darn it. Yeah, my head tracking's got me screwed here.
Launch authorized.
Fox 2. That should get him. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. Got him. Boom. There we go. 1v5. Hello, Snady. How are you doing?
Colt 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 3845, 435 at 7,000, cold.
Alright, let me change my head tracking profile. This is not good. Alright, there we go.
Colt 1, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group
Yeah, much better.
286, 480 at 1,500, cold.
If you want to learn how to fly, I highly recommend it.
Colt 1,
Don't even gotta
Overlord
spend money to
1-1,
get started.
Bra 288, 480 at 1,500, cold.
You can learn how to fly the TF-51 and the Sukhoi 25T model for free. The TF-51's a civilian plane, but the Sukhoi 25T model is a highly versatile strike craft. It's worth learning. I own a lot of stuff and I still fly it. Also, the actual A model Frogfoot is also going to be free here in a little while. They're doing a retexturing of it, and then it'll be free. So yeah, I would recommend starting with the Frogfoot and get good. You can do a lot of stuff with it. And there's also a lot of sales that happen. I would also recommend downloading the client directly from Eagle Dynamics and not using Steam for DCS, and you could utilize the free trials they have. So every 6 months you can free trial, I don't know, like 80% of the aircraft. And the free trial is 14 days unlimited access. And then it'll go away, and then 6 months later you can do it again on each one. So it starts a timer on whatever module you trial, and then 6 months later, if you haven't bought it, you can trial it again.
Colt 1, Overlord
So I would
1-1,
recommend that.
pop-up group 288,
Yeah, I can do a
480
Frogfoot flight
at
for you. I'm still warming up right now, so we
1,500
can do that.
knots.
I'll jump into the T model, the one that you get for free, and do a strike mission with it real quick for you if you want. I'm just doing my warm-up before I go into a war server. What's up, Abe Kate?
Colt 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 287, 470 at 1,500. Colt 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra.
It depends on what server.
008, 435 at
It's usually a mix between PvP servers and dynamic war servers, but there's usually anywhere between 8 and 15 on a night on the big popular servers. Sometimes on the bigger popular servers there'll be up to 40 people on a server in a night. That gets a little crazy, but and then a lot of the dynamic war servers will have anywhere between 3 and 4 people working on missions each night, all the way up to anywhere in between, somewhere in the teens to 20s. Just all depends. There's a lot of servers. Most people that fly DCS actually don't play the multiplayer servers that much. Most of them make their own missions and fly it with their buddies privately. But we're trying to push dynamic war servers to the public a lot more on this channel, which is what we do. Alright, let's jump into a frog. Let me change the weather. I love the World War II servers, but they're not as popular because there's a limited amount of warbirds in DCS, and DCS has an acute problem with warbirds that causes some people not to get involved. And that is, there's no ground friction programmed into the DCS world as we sit here. They have not been able to get to that part yet. They're still working on low altitude air dynamics for helicopters and stuff in modern stuff. So the World War II stuff is still a little outside of the purview. And what that means is when you're taking off or landing in a warbird in DCS, there's no friction with the ground. So when you have weight on the wheels of the aircraft when you're taxiing, it's like you have no weight and you're on black ice. That makes it really hard to take off warbirds in a lot of instances. That does turn off some people. But it's not, you can get used to it. I'm fine. I'm used to it now, but I'd much rather they have ground friction as well. You shouldn't have to stand on the rudder so much and start fishtailing so easily. That's not realistic. Whoops. I don't know why, somehow my practice map got all hazy. That's why. The weather got removed. Alright, let's go. QNH 31-1. Halo off, that's fine. But let's change to high scattered. I'm not using rudder pedals at all because I'm a disabled person. I do have legs, but it would hurt a lot to use rudder pedals. I'm gonna get rudder pedals eventually for helicopter flight, but I don't use rudder pedals. I started off with a mouse and keyboard. And I got good enough that I was streaming and making videos with a mouse and keyboard and people thought I was using a full HOTAS before I even got my full HOTAS. So, yeah, you can get away with a lot. You just gotta get good. You just gotta practice. I would recommend a HOTAS for sure. But like right now on my throttle body, I've got an axis lever that's right off to the side of the throttle, and I use that for my rudders. You know, it's an axis, so I can give it a little bit of rudder or a lot of rudder. But it only messes with me for the most part when I'm flying helicopters, because I kind of have to remove my hand from the throttle a little bit to use my anti-torque. But I've gotten away with it pretty good. But yeah, I would recommend head tracking, which you can set that up for free. As long as you got a webcam, there's some programs you can download to set up a ghetto head tracker for free. It works decently. I use a Track IR 5 Pro sensor on my monitor, and then I have a Grass Monkey infrared puck just mounted to the side of my headset. So I'm using two IRs to track each other, so it's pretty accurate. I don't use VR. I'm worried it would make me, I don't know how my body would handle VR doing piloting. I already have a little bit of trouble with my abdomen, because I am disabled and I'm all messed up, and DCS is so realistic that when I'm pulling G's and turning, my muscle memory in my body flexes, so that hurts me. I'm worried if I did VR it would be too much, and my body would react from muscle memory really poorly, and it would hurt me. But I'll eventually give it a try. Rare genetic disorder. They got caught kind of late, so they had to do a bunch of surgeries trying to save my legs. And because of all the surgeries and all the doctors and all that stuff, it saved my legs and my life. But now my body's all messed up with a lot of complications caused by all the surgeries and stuff. So I've got some muscle death. I've got a bunch of nerve damage, and a bunch of other stuff. There's a lot. But at least I can walk, it just hurts like hell. I gotta take a bunch of medicine every day. I've got a bunch of artificial arteries installed in my body, so I gotta take all this medicine so I don't die. It's kind of a bummer, but it's alright. Alright, here's the frog foot. Alright, is my head tracking set right now? Yeah, okay, that's right. There we go. Yeah, okay, I like that. Alright, let's, we'll go attack this stuff on the river here. We'll use, yeah, we'll use the frogfoot to help our tanks over here. So we'll grab some laser guided munitions. We'll drop some bombs. So the frogfoot is a this is the Russian A-10. It's just a ground pounder, a real good one. You can also do SEAD with it, so you can put anti-rads on here and put a ELENT pod on here to fire at enemy radars and SAM systems as well. So that's its two main priorities, close air support and SEAD. Oh, let's see. Where's my digital? There we go, is that it? Yeah, let's use my digital. There we go, standard digital. Yep, do your thing. I guess let's do 2 fat 320s. Yeah. Oh wait, let's do S25 frags. Then we'll do 1,000 pounds of bombs, I guess. Yeah, let's just do 2 Fab 500s. That's a 1,000 pounder. And then 2 rocket tubes. 80 mils. Oh, we've actually got the... Yeah, let's do the big fat ones. I usually don't use those because those are 122 millimeter though. Those are big.
Request refueling. Request
Copy.
rearming.
Copy. Refueling complete.
I put 4 10s on there, yeah.
Rearming complete.
Alright, we'll wait for Snady to get back. Let me stretch. Oh, yeah, let me do that really quick. We're waiting for Snady to get back, so let me go grab a fresh drink so I've got it ready and use the restroom really quick. Oops. Want me to knock every door. Oh. All right. No worries. I had to get up anyway so I could grab my drink and get my medicine ready and all that stupid shit. All right. So we're going to attack that river in our Frogfoot. This is the free Frogfoot that everybody gets just for downloading DCS. So this is what you'll be able to learn on. We just took a close air support general loadout. We've got these two big ones on the side of the fuselage. Those are 320 kilogram laser guided air to ground missiles. Next to it with the orange tips are blast frag S-25 rockets, so just basically a big ass grenade. Those old timey looking bombs next to it are Fab 500s, so they're 1,000-pound warhead bomb. And then those rocket pods are very large 120 millimeter blast frag rockets. So we'll have 10 of those big blast frag rockets. And we will attempt to suppress all this stuff here. You can see our tanks are already hitting them. And doing a decent job of it. We're going to go help them. There's one other tool that a lot of people like to use in the Frogfoot because it gives you so many shots, but where I've got those S-25 frag rockets, you can actually put APU launchers right here. And APU launchers will have 8 Vickers air-to-ground missiles, tandem rounds that are laser guided, and that can do a lot of destruction. One tandem round will burn a hole right in the side of a tank. So if you want to go tank busting, putting APU launchers on here is a good way to do it. All right. Your first few weeks, it depends on what servers you're on, but yeah, you're gonna get shot down a lot, especially while you're learning everything. Like, it depends on what you know too. I mean, do you know how radar actually works? Do you know how all that stuff actually works? Do you know how missiles actually work, the different kinds of missiles and how they interact? You know, there's a lot of knowledge to get to, so for a while you're probably going to get shot down. I know a lot and I still get shot down. It's it's a military aviation. You're going to get shot down. Don't get mad, learn from it each time. If you get mad if you get shot down, you're going to get mad a lot. But there's nothing to get mad about. Like that one versus 5 I just did in that J11, that went pretty clean. I had to dogfight with 3 of them. I killed 2 on the way in. I got into a turn fight, but I got one of the 3 really fast, so it was just me versus 2 guys, and they were flying together, so I was able to just fight them together as one. That could have worked out way worse for me. And it has. I've been shot down plenty. I would suggest getting in the plane and learning how to fly, and you're going to slowly start building up knowledge. Don't try to learn everything at once. There's a lot of videos out there that'll teach you a lot. I make tutorial videos. I have a lot of information out there for beginners. I don't do the in-depth videos at the moment, but there's a lot of people that put out a lot of information on all these jets and how things work. I would start with learning how to start them and take off and land. That's usually the biggest problem, is people learning how to fly and land properly, and then just go from there. You'll slowly, it's like anything else, it'll feel really hard and crazy, and it'll feel like it's something you can't even do. And then once you start getting the hang of one thing and it starts clicking in your brain, everything else will start clicking better, and you'll wonder why it was so hard in the first place. It's one of those deals. That's a good start, yeah. Start with this frogfoot that I'm starting up right now. Especially because the frogfoot is not the easiest thing to fly because it's so heavy and unwieldy. So if you can learn how to fly the frogfoot properly and land it, you're got a really nice head start on everything else. And then Flaming Cliffs is a great package. Just because the Flaming Cliffs ones are not one-to-one full fidelity doesn't really matter, because the flight models and the systems are proper, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, here we go. Let's taxi. We're going to go take off flaps.
Group 280, 435 at 1,500 knots.
Yeah, the full fidelity thing's kind of a trap. The full fidelity jets are awesome, but even the full fidelity ones are not actually completely full fidelity. There's a few things in there that's not in there, but they also don't need to be in there because there's not anything that you're going to utilize ever. Sometimes they tend to spend too much time on an obsolete system that's not in use, spending a lot of extra time and money to program it in there, and it's just a waste of time in my opinion. But the thing that matters is all these flight models feel, and the ones I know are really accurate. Closest thing to real flying you're gonna get. I mean, that's fine. I don't mind helping people. I do it all the time. You're not the first. You won't be the last. I'm not going to do a whole workshop with you tonight right now, though. I'll just run a demo right here of what the Frogfoot can do, and then I've got to get to my war server. I've only got so much time tonight, so I want to get a little bit of work done on the Germany war we're doing.
Enfield 1, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 283, 435 at 1,500 cold.
Yeah, when you're done watching me, I would suggest looking up SU-25T model Frogfoot tutorial videos and try to find one that's like basics. I do have one on my YouTube channel that's like 4 or 5 videos going through the straight beginner basics, the stuff you need to know. But you don't have to use my videos. I would choose anybody. As long as the information's correct. There's a lot of videos out there. But that's where I would start with the Frogfoot. Now we just gotta see if we can get off the ground, because I am heavy. I tend to overload my Frogfoots because I know it's a giant, you know, flying cinder block already. Might as well load it up. It's not going to get any better. Alright, first off, before I take off, we don't have any cool modern navigation, so let's just... Oh, wow, we're going to be really close, actually. Alright, we'll just have to take off and then circle back around. Alright, here we go. Brakes on, running them up. Everything's good. Here we go. We'll turn on all of our ECM and DIRCM in the air. We'll rotate at 250. Rotating. God, look how heavy we are. Jesus. Gear coming up. We'll leave the flaps down until we get about 400 kilometers an hour.
Enfield 1, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 279-435 at 1,500, cold.
Alright, flaps. And that river battle is happening right over there. We'll just have to find it. And the Frogfoot does have a Russian Shkval sensor in the nose, so you can turn it on, and you can see in the TV screen you've got a pretty large Shkval TV screen, which is really nice to have. Alright, we got those two gigantic laser guided. We're going to use those first because they're so heavy. We'll see if we can find some of the main battle tanks. I don't even know how many are there, but I know there's a few. I don't know what they are. Let's look. We've got intelligence. We can look at it. Okay, T-72s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 T-72s. We're going to kill 2 of them with our gigantic Kedges. Actually, they're not Kedges. They're 320 laser guided. There's the river right there. You can see the fork right there, so that's them right there.
Enfield 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 066, 440 at 7,000.
So let's see if we can get a shot off right away. So we'll turn on the Shkval sensor. And we'll put it down here with our eyeballs on the HUD. Alright, there they are. Yeah, that's the battle.
Enfield 1, Overlord
We're looking for a T-72.
Group 271, 440 at 1,500, cold.
That's a T-72 right there. Got it. And laser is on.
Enfield 1, Overlord.
Now we just gotta wait for our carrot to get inside the shooting zone.
445 at 1,500, cold.
Launch authorized.
Rifle. Oh, shoot. Oh, there we go. We got it snapped on. Boom! Got it. There you go, 1 shot done. Let's see if we can find the other T-72. We got 1 more of those big heavy 320s. The A model Frogfoot's really cool too. That'll be free eventually. It also comes in the Flaming Cliffs, but it'll be free eventually anyway. But if you buy Flaming Cliffs, you'll get it anyway that way. But it is the original A model Frogfoot before they had all these electronics in it. So you get some laser guided munitions in the A model, but you don't get a Shkval sensor. You just have to use the HUD. And like imagine this little dot right here was just the HUD laser, and you just have to move this around and get it to stick onto a target through the HUD and then fire the missile on it. It's pretty fun.
Enfield 1.
I like those old
Overlord
analog
1-1.
weapons, but I'm an
Bra,
old disabled
070,
pirate, so I like the
430
old stuff.
At 7,000 cold.
Oh, let's get a little bit farther away. There's our spot. Give ourselves a little bit of time so we can make sure we spot the
Enfield
target.
1, Overlord 1-1. Pop-up group 264.
I think 2 of those T-72s are on the other side of the river under the trees. We'll see if we can get one of those.
Enfield 1, Overlord 1-1. Bra 267, 440 at 1,500.
All right, there's the spot. There's the river. There he is. Got him. That was perfect. And let's get closer. We got to get into that fire range. Carrot's almost in there. Laser is on.
Launch authorized.
Rifle. Now you just got to hold the laser on there. Kaboom.
Enfield 1, Overlord 1-1. Bra 066, 430
All right.
at 7,000.
Next weapon, let's use the S-25 frag blast rockets, the 2 big ones. We're going to put them on that line of light tanks that are right across the river. Look like 4 or 5 of them in a row. We'll just put these blast frags right on top of them. Oh, turn the laser off so we don't cook it.
Enfield 1, Overlord 1-1. Pop-up group 264, 445 at 1,500. Hot.
Because I don't need it anymore.
Enfield 1,
And
Overlord
it was
1-1.
ground stabilized.
Bra 262, 445
So
at
I can reset it so it goes back to
1,500.
bore sight. That way when I turn it back on, it's right there on the bore sight. Oh, there's an ad. I guess I'll hold this turn. We're gonna linger over here for a second. I wish it told me when those ads were gonna play. Alright, let's drop these S-25s on the light armor. Well, let's try to drop these S-25s on the light armor. Yep, we can see them. There's a whole line of them right there.
Enfield 1, Overlord 1-1. Pop-up group 263, 445 at 1,500. Cold.
Oh, we're coming in a little hot.
Enfield 1, Overlord 1-1. Bra
Gotta wait till we're in the
068,
range for the
430
ballistics to be
at
proper.
7,000. Hot.
So we're waiting for that carrot to get into the max min range, and then we'll know that our dot on the ground
Launch
is accurate.
authorized.
Here we go. Rifle and rifle. See what that does to those light tanks. Oh, that did pretty good. The reason I turn off the TV when I'm making a pass is because the Shkval was ground stabilized, so it's going to be trying to track wherever it was looking, and I'm flying past it now. So to get it back into bore sight, you just cycle it. So right now when I turn it on, you can see this is the TV up here, and that's right where the screen is looking. So if I had it stabilized on the ground back there, I just cycle it off, and that's going to make the camera reset directly to bore sight, and then I can turn it back on and reutilize it again. See, if I come down here and I ground stabilize it, now you see how it's stuck right there. I can unstabilize it and it'll be movable again, but it's still stabilized. So it's easier just to cycle it back to bore sight, like that. You don't want to lose track of where your sensors are looking. Alright, we got 2,000-pound bombs. Let's try to drop these big bombs in that area where those light tanks were. Some of the hardest parts about military aviation is getting your munitions on the enemy and knowing where the enemy is and finding them. So knowing how to utilize your sensors and getting your sensors onto the part of the ground where you need them to be is extremely important no matter what aircraft you're flying. Because if you're trying to find stuff and you're using little TV screens and moving sensors around, and it can get frantic, and what you'll do is you'll get task saturated really easily, which will make you anxious and make a lot of mistakes, and you'll try to move fast, which will make you mess everything up. So the first lesson I teach everybody is slow is smooth and smooth is fast, and it's very important. Don't try to do things fast. Don't try to, when you're learning stuff, don't try to keep going faster and faster. Just do it slow and do it smooth. You'll start doing it fast all on your own. Don't try to force it. It's gonna work. It's not gonna work in your favor. All right, here we go. We're dropping bombs. CCIP. So we're waiting for our bomb drop line.
Launch
There we go.
authorized. Pull up.
Bombs away.
Pull up.
Oh shit! I got a little bit too close to the explosion. I'm okay, but that was close. Oh, good hits though. Look at the secondaries. I was moving a little too hot. I should have went full idle when I first started to nose over. We do weigh a ton. My engine's good? Yeah, we're fine. What do I got left? Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I didn't get blown up or anything, just a little bit. Just got a little warm. We still got our big 120 millimeter rockets. These are little blast frags, so you can see up here in this tree line there's a bunch of people. All the infantrymen are up here, so we're just going to put these rockets down through there. It was a good CCIP bomb drop, but I was coming in way too hot. I think I was doing like 680 kilometers when I rolled into it. I should be doing about 450. Because I'm going to gain... Frogfoots are very big and fat. When you go into a dive, they're going to pick up speed pretty easily.
Enfield 1, Overlord 1-1, Bra 070, 426 at 7,000 hot.
Alright, let's hit them with the rockets. Yeah. I didn't really take damage. That was just a concussive blast that was close to me. I didn't get hit by any shrapnel. I'm good. We just got a little cooked. A little vibration. Frogfoot's pretty tanky too, as is a lot of the Russian stuff. Just like with everything else though, it's going to be a range carrot so that you know your ballistic dot is proper. Alright, we want to hit on
Launch
the right
authorized.
side of the river here. We'll put a few under this tree line. then we're gonna hit this other tree line hard. There you go. That was a close air support run with a frog. We can actually see how much stuff we took out too. Look at that. That's all that's left. Two heavy tanks and one light tank after all that stuff. So we did a shit ton of work. Now, if I would have taken the poo racks and fired tandems in there, Vickers tandems, I could have killed everything there. It would have just taken a little bit longer. And it would have been the same thing over and over again. I wanted to show you a variety of weapons. But the frogfoot is very useful. I usually use it for SEAD. If I need to do some low altitude, shorter range SEAD, I'll use a frogfoot a lot.
Pop-up group 272-445 at
It's actually got a good ELENT pod. It's very user friendly to fire on enemy SAMs. You just gotta get closer, so you gotta know how to interact with SAMs and radars, but it gets the job done pretty good. And its DIRCM that's built into the frog is actually pretty good. That's why I've always got the 410s on the outside, that black box there. That's the electronic countermeasures. It helps, it doesn't like just save you completely, but it does make it a little bit harder for things to lock you up and keep you locked up. And the DIRCM helps mask your infrared signature, so heaters that are fired at you are easier to flare off because of the DIRCM. Basically, this thing's made to go after radars and drop bombs. There's Makeup. We'll land it really quick. Get trimmed out. There we go. And we'll get the air brakes out, start slowing down. Gear coming down, half flaps. And full flaps. And don't get confused by the Russian numbers. This stuff's all in metric, so we're not doing 320 knots. We're doing 310 kilometers. So if we were doing 300 knots right now, we'd be hauling all kinds of ass. But we're actually doing about 170 knots right now. 160, 155 knots right now. In fact, we gotta speed up just a little bit. And we're coming in really too high, so we're gonna do this by swooping down a little bit like we're not supposed to.
Overlord 1-1.
We'll be fine though.
063-445
I'm a professional
at
beginner. We'll be
7,000
fine.
cold.
There you go. We're hovering about a foot off the ground here. And nice and light. Piece of cake. Bring the air brakes in. So there you go. That's the first plane you're gonna learn, and I recommend learning it. It's very useful. I own almost everything. I still use this thing plenty.
Enfield 1, Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 282.
Matter of fact, back when we were doing our footholds all the time, I wouldn't start a map without jumping up in Frogfoot for a couple of runs with anti-rads.
Enfield 1, taxi to parking area.
The old Caucasus foothold. Well, Return to Pre-Contact still runs those. Do I prefer the A10? Oh, you're definitely new. No, I prefer the A10 in all instances, but the A10 doesn't have any anti-radiation. The A10 to combat any kind of system is going to... Its best standoff weapon is a Maverick, which is going to give you about 8 miles. Well, when SAMs are shooting at you from 20 miles, A10 can't be put into play. Certain SAMs you can go after with the A10, but mainly shore rads, stuff like that.
Bra 062 445 at 7,000 cold.
But A10s are not SEAD capable. They are close air support specific. But they're really good at it. They're the best at it. The A10 is what got me into DCS. The fact that they actually had a full fidelity A10, I was like, oh, well, I gotta check that out. And they were right, they have a full fidelity A10. They have multiple full fidelity A10s. You get the A model in Flaming Cliffs, and then you can get the C2. The late 90s, early 2000s upgraded. So you can get all the toys. And I would probably say I usually fly the A10 every night. There's usually a need for me to do close air support. Depending on what map we're doing and who else is flying with me.
1-1, pop-up group 280 435 at 1,500 knots.
Well, the Hercules is for transporting logistics to capture points, to reinforce points, to move tanks and troops around. Right now we do all of our logistics waiting on the Hercules to come out. We do most of our logistics with helicopters. So being able to haul a whole bunch of shit all at once with a C-130 is going to be really nice. We had a community mod Hercules we were doing that with for a while, but it was slowly getting buggier and buggier because it wasn't really supported because they're working on the real one. Alright, let me do a quick warm-up really quick on the helicopter, and then I'm going to jump over to the Shadowace Dynamic War. I'm not going to do it. I just need to take off for a second, hover for a second, get my arm warmed up. Plus I need a few more minutes for my medicine to kind of get all up in me. Yeah, I'm using a full Warthog. Everything.
Overlord 1-1, pop-up group 281 429 at 1,500 cold.
Alright, let's see if I can friggin' hover. This is how I gauge if my medicine's in, you know, through my system enough, is if I can hold a ground hover steady. Make sure I'm not getting the shakes. Plus the Huey is, if you can get the Huey smooth, you're doing good. It's good practice controlling a Huey for sure. Alright, let's do a barrel drill around this Bradley up here once, and then we'll be good to go. My hand feels pretty good. It's a little shaky, but it's not that bad. Plus, you know, Bradley guys love it when you hover right up on their helicopter and do barrel drills around it. When they're sitting inside, they love it. They love it totally. It doesn't make them want to shoot you at all. There is no animosity between helicopter pilots and Bradleys. None. Actually, Bradleys are friggin' awesome. Oh yeah, we're alright. I've got control. My hand's not shaking that bad. I've got control.
1-1, Overlord, 1-1, pop-up group, 278, 430 at 1,500 hot. Overlord, 1-1, Bra, 277, 429 at 1,500 hot.
Piece of cake. Alright, let's jump over to Shadowaces. Yeah, DCS is going to be the closest to the real thing, by far. I can attest to that. Out of all the... I guess I'll tell the story. When I finally was done with the hospital, sort of, when I could finally go home for a while, buddies of mine were like, hey, we know you're all messed up now, but we found this cool flight simulator. You know, you're going to be able to fly again. You're going to be able to do it in a simulator. It's going to be great. And I said, awesome. I can't wait. That's going to be awesome. So they told me about War Thunder, and I had to explain to them after I checked it out that that is indeed not a simulator, even slightly. It's a fun arcade game. But then I stumbled onto DCS kind of accidentally. DCS indeed is very realistic in all ways, except for a few noteworthy things they haven't really gotten programmed in yet or fixed yet. Mainly the low altitude ground cushion and ground friction and ground effect are not quite right, but they're the closest that I've ever seen, except for the friction. DCS has no ground friction, which is why when you're taking off, a little tiny breeze will like blow you around way too much. It's because there's no weight from the aircraft onto your tires onto the ground. And that's an actual big problem for like warbirds and stuff. And regular aircraft too. The wind is way too effective at blowing you around at low altitude or on the ground. That's not realistic. I mean, you got to crab walk it in when it's really windy, but in DCS, like a slight breeze, and you're like fishtailing while you're on the ground trying to taxi or take off. If it's in a warbird, you're literally like standing on the rudders. Oh yeah, the invincible trees. Hey, you've never seen those trees out there? Dude, it's an island. Their trees are like made out of Kevlar. You didn't know that? Come on. Didn't you get the memo? Those trees are bulletproof. The sap is made out of hopes and dreams. Hey, somebody's on the Germany map right now. Yeah, it just takes practice to get that feel. Like every helicopter. Every helicopter's the same, but every helicopter's very different. The Huey is definitely different because it's so unstable. It's only got 2 blades on the rotor. It's a big old thumper, so it's got a lot of extra wing flap. The rotor blades have a lot of extra flap, and that causes a very unstable, wobbly flight model, as it should be. But it's like flying the Frogfoot. If you can fly the Frogfoot really good and make it look good and do everything right, other jets are going to be are going to seem and feel a lot easier. The other jets, the problems will be the amount of systems they have and task saturation. With helicopters, learning to fly the Huey will make all the other helicopters easier to fly. Well, the OH-6 that's not a real module, so I can't attest to that one. It's a community mod, so it's not hooked into the flight model properly. It probably flies more like an alien spacecraft, I imagine. This lever goes up. This lever goes down. Yeah, it's third party, so they're not hooked into the technology that the actual real modules are using for everything for the flight model, so it's going to always feel and be different. It's going to fly more arcadey. Hey, we still have Naumburg, so this is what I captured last night before we ended the stream, is I captured Naumburg and upgraded it to 3, so we're right where we left ourselves. Who's in the server? Oh, there's 2 other people in the server. I guess the first thing we need to do is, if I remember correctly, there's an SA-11 here. We don't have any intelligence on it now, but there was an SA-11 here. And then over here at Leipzig, there was 2 SA-15 Tor gauntlets and an SA-22 Panzer, if I remember correctly. So we're going to have to do SEAD to start. We're going to have to come out of Frankfurt. How many miles is that? That's not bad. 160, 170 miles. Oh wait, we can also come out of Binder though, right? Binder's got a mile, right? That's what was holding us back before. We didn't have a runway big enough. Yeah, okay, we can take off from Binder. So let's do SEAD out of Binder. We're gonna take up. See, this is all the stuff I have. I don't have everything yet. There's a few more I need to get, but I got a lot. So we got a lot of tools. Although some of these I'm not that good with yet, so I don't fly them very much. Oh, ouch. That player just got smoked by one of those gauntlets. But that's what we're going to do. My harm loadout with a bag. This is going to take a second for the first load in. Alright. So we're going to take off and we're going to get up to the perch. We'll call the perch at 25,000 feet. We're going to come down here to the south and then we're going to turn into Sam Delta. I know there's SA-11s here. Oh, here we go. We got some SA-11 stuff here. And then there's a Panzer up here at Leipzig. And we need to get a JTAC up over Leipzig, but let's deal with Sam Delta first. They've got the snowdrift right here. We'll shoot that, and we'll see if we can get this fire dome as well. That Panzer is probably lighting them up, and the gauntlets if they're getting too close. We'll try to stay out. We'll try to stay out of that range. Where did park me? Now, why would it spawn me way the crap back here? It put those guys right out here by the runway, and it parks me way the hell out here. That is disabled person scrutiny right there. They're oppressing me. Making me drive that far. What a bunch of dicks. Turn around and drop a bomb on this place once. Sorry, Chief, I was polishing my bomb and it suddenly went off. Helicopter for a beginner? Man, that's kind of a loaded question. There is no beginner helicopter. I would say whichever helicopter you want to start with is the one you should use, because you'll be more willing to learn it.
Before takeoff.
And then definitely learn how helicopters actually operate. That would be a good suggestion. A lot of people don't actually know how helicopters work. They got a rough idea, but not really. I would grab a helicopter you want to fly and start learning it, and then I'd get into the actual avionics of a helicopter, because that'll help you with how to fly it, knowing what you're actually doing. It is helpful if you understand what's going on. Plus, it'll help you not overfly the helicopter too when you learn about mast slapping and everything that can happen. What blade stalling actually is, what kind of speeds you can actually do realistically. Yep, I don't really mess with I don't have Microsoft Flight Sim. I want to get it eventually, but I know it's got a lot of problems right now and it's buggy. I'm kind of waiting. Plus, I don't have money. But I know the helicopters in DCS are actually proper. So, with every aircraft, micro movements are very important, and with helicopters, double so. So like if you were watching when I was doing the barrel drill around that Bradley, if you were watching my controls up here on the upper left when I was in the Huey, you could see that a lot of my movements were very micro. A lot of people like to grab collectives and sticks and they're moving them around, and that's not going to work. It's a lot of steady movements and micro movements, especially with a helicopter, because of what you're actually doing with those controls and how it affects everything. And then of course backwash angle and all that is going to also, you know, if you're using your anti-torque to control your turning and so on and so forth, when you're doing that you have to cyclic depending on the winds, opposite directions, so on and so forth, to stabilize, because of the way it actually works. Alright, are they both up and out? Yeah, they're both up and out. I've got the active to myself. I love all the helicopters though. Like, there's a couple jets I don't like, and I'm never going to purchase the modules of them because they're hot garbage. Some of that's for real life reasons. Others are because the model's not that great and I don't need it. But all the helicopters are really good. But I never got to fly the Gazelle when it first came out, and I heard it was really bad then. But the Gazelle right now is one of the most realistic modules there is, in my opinion. It flies literally just like an old Robinson I used to mess with. Except faster. I wish I could pull 124 knots in a Robinson. Alright, here we go. Mill power. And we'll hit the blower at about 90. And blower. Rotating. And away we go. Gear up. Alright, let's head south and get up to the perch. We'll fence in before we make our turn. What do we got here? Is that our AWACS or is that a fueler? That is the AWACS. Alright, let's get our harms turned on and warming up. Get the ELANT pod up and running. And fence in for air to air. Alright, we're good to go. And let's get set up to drop our bag once we get up there. Yeah, we got a little bit of fuel left in the bag. And we're clearing 24,000. Why is my ILS on? Alright, we're off blower. We're a little above the perch, but that's alright. Should be about... Oh, it's probably going to be about 0.75 for nose on delta. Let's get rid of the bag. Is it empty? Yeah, bag's empty. Let's lose the bag. Alright, we're in business. Oh, I can already see. So that NS right there is ours, I think. Alright, that's where we just took off from. That's the NS, yeah. So that's friendly, that NS. So we're looking up here at Leipzig and Sam Delta, which does have a snowdrift still. So we'll take a shot at the snowdrift if these guys haven't got it yet. There's no point for it, so this is Leipzig right here, and Sam Delta's over here. So we're looking for an 11 to pop up right over here, or it might say SR, or it might actually say SD probably. It's probably going to actually say SD because it's a snowdrift radar. There's the Panseer right there. The Panseer is on right now. We're going to triangulate off that. Hopefully they kill the Panseer. That's a bitch to kill. So there's the Panseer right over there. Well, roughly. We haven't triangulated off of it, so it's probably not exactly there. It's just that direction. There's the SA-11s. Okay, that's my targets. Alright, we're going to start triangulating off that. We're a ways off yet. We're just going to keep cruising forward. So this PGM out right here is going to be our triangulation of the target. We're not going to fire till we get that down to about a 2. Once it's down to 2, where it is on the map is going to be right about where it actually is. Once you triangulate one radar emission in an area, the other radar emissions will be closer to ready to fire on as well, because we will have triangulated their locations. Because right now the ELANT pod's collecting data on all this, but it's mainly sourcing this one. But once it sources the actual location of this one, it'll know where this one is too, and this one. Man, they're having trouble with that Panseer. There's a gecko. Shit, there's a gecko. Hold on, I gotta kill that gecko right away. Come on, give me a 2 real fast so I can get rid of that stupid gecko. That gecko's out in the wild somewhere. It's an ambush. I need to kill it so when we come around here with helicopters later, it doesn't ambush the helicopter when it flies over. Come on, baby. Let's offset farther. Pull the radiation from a different angle, it'll help triangulate it. You can do it! I just need one more. Well, that Panseer is really lighting those guys up, isn't it? They're having a rough go of it. Once we get rid of the SA-11 and this gecko, we will put all of our attention on those gauntlets and Panseers over there at Leipzig, because they gotta go. That Panseer's a nightmare. It can intercept harm shots coming at it. What I think I might have to do is go high altitude and drop some bombs from very high altitude. Because the Panseer can shoot down harms, it can shoot down Mavericks, it can shoot down a lot of stuff. Why is this gecko not giving me a solid read? That is interesting. Where is it? Is that an airfield? What is that? Looks like an airfield of some sort. It's this thing right here, whatever that is. One of these things. Oh, there we go. Nope. Oh, it's dead. It's gone. I guess let's try to hit the Panseer. I've got a PGM of 2 on the Panseer already. Looks like the guys killed the 11s. So yeah, let's see if we can hit the Panseer. We're gonna give it all 4 shots, because that thing's really a nightmare. Well, shit, there went the gecko again. What is going on? Okay, there's the gecko. Hitting the blower. We need Mach 1 to fire, so that these missiles are coming in super hot. Magnum. Now we're going off to the Panseer. Magnum. Magnum. One more on the Panseer. Magnum. Alright. RTB. Hey, we got the gecko. Look at that. Dead gecko. We don't got to worry about that crap now. I was messing with a gecko all night last night because I never found it. I just kept getting radar warnings off of it. I wonder if that's the one. Switching to Cat 1. Somebody just take off? Or is that a helicopter? Oh, 2 Frogfoots just took off. Look at that. Silly boys. Let's get a track file on the data link of that guy. Rolling in. Where is he? There he is. Nope. Either he's dead or I lost my track file. I think he's dead. I think that guy's killing him. One of them's dead. Kill the other one. Kill the other one. Uh-oh. Not sure what he's doing. He's turning onto him. He's gonna kill him, I think. I don't think I should get in his way. I should just let him do his thing. I'll just keep an eye on it, just in case. Is that him going up? Oh, Jesus. You didn't kill him. I don't want to accidentally kill. I don't want to hit a friendly. I do have a shot on him. I'm gonna take it. Fox 3.
Altitude. Altitude.
Did I miss? Oh, he's down. Alright. RTB? I don't think I got the Panseer, but I can't tell either. There's still one SA-11 there. Tor gauntlets are still behind me, but I don't see a 22. That's a good sign. I just see the gauntlets. If I actually got that Panseer, that's actually amazing. Uh-oh, what else is taking off? T-model Frogfoots. Yeah, you got this. Just don't get too close, Mr. Bleach. We know there's stuff there. I wonder if I should put up a J-tac just to help out. What's the... Shit, I earned a lot of this budget. If we've still got a bunch of it, I might throw a J-tac up there. Oh, what's my stats, actually? What did I leave off at? Rank 2. Oh, I made it all the way to Aviator, so 1,976 more experience to get the next rank. Alright, what's our budget? We have a huge budget, so let's go ahead and throw the J-tac up over there. So let's go support. Let's do an AM 9-line J-tac, and let's put him over Lipzig. Lipzig, alright. 241 AM. Which we don't need to know that. Alright, what all is here? See, now we've got a scout drone overhead. There is an upgraded Tor gauntlet. Oh my god, I think I got the Panseer. I got the Panseer. Alright, perfect. Unless it drove away somewhere. Whoa. Oh, god, you scared me, Betty.
Counter.
What? So the Panseer's dead. That's going to make life a lot easier. So now we just have to do is take out the Tor gauntlets, which are also a pain, because those are the upgraded ones. They like to intercept everything, but we'll be alright. Alright, Binder should be right out here in front of me, right? Is that it right? No, it's not in between a bunch of factories, is it? That's the flankers. Not worried about them. We need to land and grab more harms and get back up to take out those gauntlets. Yeah, look at that too. I got the Gecko and the Panseer. It's awesome. Okay, I see it. That's it right there, I think. Maybe? I think that's it. That's gotta be it. We'll find out when I land. Hey, Night Fur on YouTube, how are you doing? How active is it? I don't know, because most people that play DCS don't play it online. Most of them play it locally with their buddies and in their own private discords and make missions and stuff, so I couldn't tell you. I know that I fly almost every night on different servers, and sometimes there's just me and another guy. Sometimes there's, 10 or 12. Some servers have upwards of 60. It just depends. It's not dead by any means, but again, a lot of the community that play DCS don't actually use the multiplayer servers. It's a small amount of people that use the multiplayer servers. Alright, there we are. Alright, board's coming out. Gear coming down. And this is kind of a short runway, but it's not too bad, but we're going to try to aero brake as much as we can because it is kind of a short runway. Man, I'm really dipping that right wing. Alright, setting up on speed. We're a little high on glide slope, but that's okay. Alright, we are on speed and out of time. But I want to come down on the glide slope a little bit more. There we go. Now let's bring it back up. And now we are on speed and on time. Man, why am I rolling so hard? I know I fired one AMRAAM, but it shouldn't be this rough. And aero braking. Gotta ride that wheelie. There we go. Should be able to turn off right here, hopefully. We need to get turned around and get rearmed and reloaded. We got more Tor gauntlets to kill. That's another one that some people have trouble with, is when they first learning how to fly a Viper. Landings can be a little bit difficult because you're so tiny and you're so light, and your wheelbase on your gear is really close together, and it's really brittle because it's an Air Force jet, it's not a Navy jet. So you've really got to land it in a very specific way. You're basically landing a fucking missile. You're riding in the front of a missile. So you gotta learn how to aero brake. In DCS, it seems like they tuned the brakes a little bit better, because the Viper doesn't really have what I would call brakes. But in DCS, it seems like the brakes work a little bit better than they do in real life. So that's good, actually. You can be too realistic in some of these things. I don't really like to recommend a plane specifically, because I feel like whatever you want to learn how to fly is what you should learn how to fly. All I can say is all the jets are very well done, and the flight models are the most realistic flight models and feeling that you can get in any digital simulator, period. It's the best. But I can't recommend a plane. I recommend almost all of them. I have a few planes I personally don't like. Mainly just, there's one plane I really don't like for real world reasons. Like, I don't like that plane, and I'll never purchase it because of what it was in real life and what it is in real life, and I would never own it in DCS for those reasons. But as far as I know, in the game, it's not bad per se. I think it's a little, not great, but The fact that it doesn't work real good just means it's realistic, you know, because the real one doesn't work at all, barely. But yeah, I would suggest get whatever you want to learn how to fly and learn how to fly it. I don't think there's any... I would say the only plane I actually do recommend is if you're first getting into DCS, especially if you're not a real-life aviator, is to jump into the T-model Frogfoot and start there, because you get it for free. It's really good at everything it does. It's really fun once you get used to it, and it's a more difficult flight model because of how fat and unwieldy it is to learn. So learning the Frogfoot is the perfect place to start. I still use my Frogfoots, you know, today, so I recommend that for sure. And then whatever modules you want to buy, you should buy the one you want to buy and learn it. Yeah, absolutely, Cat Dad. The trials are amazing. Every 6 months you can retrial anything you've trialed before. The trials are 14 days long and they're amazing. The only other thing I would recommend is I don't like using the Steam client for DCS. I think they changed it now, but back when I first started DCS, you couldn't get trials on Steam, so I always recommended just get the straight client. You get the patches better, there's better support, and you could use all the trials. Someone told me you can get the trials through Steam now, though. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I was told. Alright, we're going to take the same loadout. 4 harms, a bag. Let's do
Request
it.
refueling. Request rearming. Copy.
Oh, the jet I won't buy. I personally don't take this as a reason not to buy something anybody. This is my personal beliefs and opinions about the jet because I actually know about it. I will never buy the JF-17. Like literally, it's the only aircraft in DCS I will never own for sure. If somebody bought it for me, I would never download it and use it. Are they pumping my gas? Yep, we're getting fuel. Is my brake on? Yep, brake's on.
Bedford Park confirmed. Refueling complete.
Alright, so we need to... Uh-oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Somebody killed the Tor Gauntlet. We might have to switch aircraft. Oh shit. No, we're gonna go after this one now. There's 2 Tor Gauntlets and that Snowdrift is still up. So you don't know about the JF-17 and how it was created? I mean, I can kind of give you the quick bullet point rundown of why I would never use it and why it's a pile of shit.
Rearming complete.
I'm sure the DCS module for it is fine, but... So a long time ago, we were helping China design a jet, and we were using a basis of our Viper frame and modifying it for China. And then this little thing happened called the Tiananmen Square incident. And basically, we told China to suck it, and the only thing we had done so far is the airframe. So then China turned to Pakistan, and together China and Pakistan stole some technology and tried to duct tape it all together to finish the JF-17. So the JF-17 is actually some stolen technology, an airframe that we designed for them but told them not to, that we weren't going to help them anymore because they're a horrible communist regime that kills their own people. And it's kind of a pieced together, horribly engineered pile of shit. As far as I know, in DCS everything works, but it's garbage. And that's why I'll never use that thing. Although I will say this, I did trial it once just to see if it was realistic, because I know the real JF-17 is kind of a pile of crap and most of its weapons don't actually work properly or anything. And I will say that when I did trial it, I don't know if it was a bug or not, but most of my weapons from the JF-17 actually missed by like 200 or 300 yards. So I was like, oh yeah, that's a JF-17, that's perfect. That works as intended, but as far as I know, it does actually work normally. But I'm not going to do it. Flankers are still up. Oh, look at that. Flanker and 2 fish beds. Yeah, we're going to switch targets. We're going to go strictly for Sam Delta now. We're going to let Ibuprofen Flight, and was the other guy with him in Ibuprofen Flight too? Or I don't think the other guy had a flight. He just had his name. We're going to let Bleach here, though, keep working on this. Since how the Panseers and the Gauntlets are gone, we don't have to worry about it anymore. We're going to hurt Sam Delta. We need to target this, and this. And then we can probably mop it up with J-Sows. Now, well, I didn't test it like greatly, but I did fly it for about 7 days just to see if it was as bad as the real one. And I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty bad. So I was like, oh, perfect. It is what it's supposed to be then. But this was a while ago. From what I've been told now by people is it works a lot better now. In which case I tell them, well, then it's not realistic anymore, is it? And that's usually where we end that conversation, because people know I don't like that pile of crap. If they have a JF-17 that everything works perfect and is really, really good, then it's not a real JF-17. They've made it better so that people will buy it. Alright, how's our fuel? Internal fuel is good. We got a bag. Alright, we're reloaded. I wasn't paying attention. Alright, let's go get our harms onto Sam's site, and then we're probably going to switch it up to another jet. Maybe we'll do a Hornet, so I can flood the zone of Sam Delta with some brooches. Might be a good idea to help thin it out even more before we start getting into close work. Well, that flanker's having fun up there. Looks like Bleach took out one of the fish beds, but that flanker's still cruising around. Go for the flanker! Flanker dangerous. Fish bed, eh. It can kill you if you kind of let it. Bet you that's the flanker right here. Whoop. Can I get a track on it? There we go. He's ducking and weaving. He must be in a dogfight. Hey, there we go. Bleach got him. Ibuprofen Flight got him. Which means this guy's probably the fish bed. That guy had a track on is the fish bed. Yeah, that's probably the fish bed. Yep. Alright, let's take off. Stop farting around. It's gonna be the same game. We'll take off and use our bag to burn to the perch. And then we'll try to get our Elant pod triangulated on the snowdrift right in the middle of all those SAMs and see if we can pull out the 2 Tor gauntlets and get shots on them. Tor gauntlets are going to be the most important targets because they can intercept. Once they're out of the way, I can use brooches to take out everything at that SAM site. Not even a problem. But I can't get brooches in there with those gauntlets guarding it. Brooches are too easy of a target. Did he get the fish bed too? Yep, he got the fish bed. Good job, Bleach. Alright, make sure there's nobody. Nope, we got the active all to ourselves. Here we go. Alright, mill power. And blower. Rotating. Up, up, and away.
Altitude. Altitude.
Adjust my trim. Alright, we're good. Hey, there's our AWACS. Alright, we got a little bit of fuel left. I messed up my turn on the takeoff. We gotta get up higher quicker. Alright, we're in the bottom of the bag. Hey, that 11's already spiking. Thank you. Stay on, please. I have a package for you. Special delivery. Alright, let's lose the bag. All right. $28,000 feet. And we are off blower. Alright, so there is the SA-11. There's the snowdrift, so that's the search radar that's in the middle. So we're going to triangulate off the snowdrift. We've already got a PGM from the last flight in the ELAMP pod. We didn't shut down the ELAMP pod. It's still running off the old memory files. That's going to help us get it triangulated and locked up quicker. Let's go ahead and offset to the right. There's a dog ear there too, huh? They got a Borka at that SA-11 site. There's a lot of radars at that Sam Delta site. There's just a lot of stuff. If we get some... It'd be nice if we could get close enough to drop 105s in there with a hog. But I don't want to fly that close. Alright, are those gauntlets still there? Yeah, the gauntlets are still there. That's a problem. Hopefully they'll turn their radars on, but we're so high altitude right now they might not. But we're going to try to coax it out of them. I'm not getting a handoff. And that's because I forgot to turn on my harms. So we'll power them up. That's why the box was still white, because there's no handoff. That was my bad. So now we'll get a handoff. There we go. So now it's red. That means the tracking information's been handed off to the AGM-88. We're ready to fire. We're not gonna fire yet, though. I don't really want to fire on the snowdrift. I want the 15s to pop. There's a dog here. Let's triangulate off that. We've already got a good track file on the snowdrift now. We can shoot it whenever we want. We got good altitude this time for a really good high velocity shot, which means we're in a good position to hit these gauntlets if they'll turn on. Oh, look at that. Alright, now we are triangulating off of the primary. These are the two targets we really need to kill. God, I gotta reach all the way around all my equipment to try to type something. It's kind of a pain in the ass. Why is my speech... I need to take my pill, don't I? Yes, I do. Oh shoot, I lost my track. Nope. There we go. PGM of 4. Must have bumped the lock when it upgraded to PGM 4. Doesn't help that there's wires going across my keyboard, so when I try to type something, I hit a friggin' wire. PGM of 3. Let's reinitialize that. These things are being a pain. Just let me shoot you. What are you doing? PGM of 2. Here we go. Hitting the blower. We're unlatching. We need Mach 1 minimum. And, aw, damn. No, give me the shot. Gotcha. Mach 1. Magnum. Next one. Give me a good PGM already, please. Thank you. We got it. Magnum. Now we're gonna do it again. Magnum. Magnum. Oh, here we go. We're defensive.
Tap flare, tap flare, tap flare, tap flare. Caution, caution, tap flare, tap flare, tap flare, tap flare, tap flare.
Switching to Cat 1. Alright, is it the 11? Yeah, it's the 11 that's painting me, or attempting to paint me.
Tap flare.
We're gonna get down low and quick.
Altitude, altitude.
Yeah, I'd love to have a... Boom! We got one Tor Gauntlet down. That's amazing. Perfect. Give me the other one.
Altitude, altitude.
We also got a lot of secondary damage, which is always good. Ah, the only problem is it doesn't always tell you when you kill everything. Oh, he's running away. Must have missed. We got one of them. That's still good. We got one of them and we damaged some of their stuff. This guy's hauling ass out of there. Boy, he must have... I'm surprised that missed. He must have shot him down. Still, we got one of them. Taking out gauntlets is a real issue. Alright, let's RTB back.
Chaff flare. Chaff flare. Chaff flare.
Alright, that should be lip binder right there, I believe. I really wish that would have got both of them. Unfortunately, we got to do it one more time. I really wanted to get up in the Hornet so I can just blanket that area and silence those SA-11s. But with that gauntlet there, it's too risky. It can just shoot them down. It can shoot too many of them down, I think. Although we could just flood the zone. There's only one gauntlet left now, and he's probably fired some of his shots. We might be okay just to flood the zone now. No, there's someone on the runway right now. I'll tell you, some of the modules I don't own yet because I held off on buying them because of everything that was going on behind the scenes, so I didn't buy any of them. But I really hope that they can kind of fix some stuff and take them back over or something. But I really wanted to get the Strike Eagle, and I really wanted to have the Harrier, and I really wanted to have the Mirage 2000. So it makes me very sad that everything I thought was going to happen happened. But I'm hoping when all the court stuff is all said and done that another company can take over those modules, or if Eagle Dynamics can take them over themselves, that would be fine. Yeah, I loved the Mirage. I trialed it twice and I was so ready to pull the trigger on that thing so many times, and I'm like, I can't do it because I know what's coming down the pike. And I really wanted the Strike Eagle. The Harrier I didn't necessarily have to have because it's, you know, the Harrier's cool, but it's very gimmicky and I probably wouldn't use it that much. But I really wanted to have it because it's still a Harrier. It's still iconic. But I kind of took all the Razbam stuff off my list because I kind of knew a while back that something was going to go down with all that for sure. It had to. Oh, there's their AWACS. So their AWACS is straight north of us up here. It's up here somewhere. It's probably up here somewhere, kind of far away. Probably up there at like 35,000 feet. Just cruising. Make sure we're not going to hit anybody on a runway. Okay, he's still rearming and reloading. Let's keep the zoom in right here so I can keep an eye on him. Oh wait, that's not it. It's right over there by this railroads, right? Yeah, there it is. Right down there. Right down there. So I knew it's over here by this railroad station. Alright, air brakes out. Give me the boards.
Altitude. Altitude.
Alright, he's still rearming and refueling, so we're going to roll into the final. That way he knows not to jump into the runway. Flights are going pretty good. We just got done knocking out, we took out the Panseer and a couple of gauntlets on the first run, and then we just took out another Tor gauntlet that's defending the SAM site. We've still got one Tor gauntlet left, but I'm thinking we're gonna switch it up for this one because there's just one gauntlet left, and there's a lot of juicy targets at that SA-11 site. So I think I'm gonna switch it up to a Hornet, and then do at least one J South Flood, and see if we can get some broach charges on all that shit at Sam Delta. Crap, I forgot to bring my gear out and do all that stuff.
Altitude.
We're gonna have to do an overhead break.
Chaff flare.
What is this? Oh, what did I hit? I hit something weird. We're gonna do an overhead break. I don't know what button I hit to hit radio mode. Does anyone know what the shortcut for that is? I forgot to hit Shift Tab to let the guy know I'm doing an overhead break now. Was it O? Yeah, O did it. There we go. He's still not moving. Good. I was not paying attention. I was talking. And I need to take my medicine so my brain's all scrazzled. Oh shit. We're fine. He'll get out of the way. He'll peel left. There he goes. He's peeling left. We're coming back around now and finish our turn in. Hey, we're on speed.
Chaff flare. Chaff flare.
I am so not paying attention. I really need to take my pill. My gosh. I just need to land. We're gonna have to grease it. Kind of come in here a little sideways. We'll be fine. But I definitely gotta land. My brain is frazzled. And roll out on speed. Piece of cake. Look at that. It's almost like we know what we're doing when our brain's working. And aero braking. Like a champ. That's all she's gonna give us though. Alright, we're gonna switch aircraft, and I'm definitely gonna take my my dose really quick because we're a little bit behind. We made that simple landing all complicated. I mean, that's okay. We can land everything anywhere, damn it. Alright, let's just taxi over to the parking lot and park it. My medicine's all ready. It's only going to take me a couple seconds. I can take my medicine while we're loading up the new jet. How are we doing? Well, we haven't died yet. But how many missions was that? 2 or 3? I think it's just 2. I think that was 2 flights, both successful. Alright, let's just park it. Alright, select a roll. Oh man, you know what? Well, we're just gonna program it in ourselves. Like I say, there's no preset waypoint for the SAM Delta, but that's okay. We can just program our own mark points in. We'll just use our super smart thinking thoughts. Alright, we want 8 brooches, air-to-ground missiles, double racks of brooches. Broach is a J-Sal fitted with a large shaped charge used to pop pretty much whatever you want to hit. Building, car, truck, tank, whatever. You can hit it and probably do a decent amount of damage with a broach. You do not need a double throttle. Well, for one, in a Hornet, you're not going to split your throttles almost ever. That's not a thing that's normal. But you can use a single throttle for a Hornet, sure. Yes, the 18 also has harpoons. Absolutely, I use the harpoons. That's one of the things I actually use the Hornet for is anti-ship. Using harpoons. It's got slammers, it's got J-Sals, it's got Maverick. The Hornet's basically a jack of all trades and an ace of none, but it's pretty good at everything. As long as you know its weaknesses and fly, you know, with those weaknesses in mind. Just like anything else. Oh, get that big old stick out of the way. Alright, let's... let me use the restroom really quick and let me grab my medicine. Here we go. I'll be right back. Alright, but yeah, so these big old tubes right here, those are the J-Sals. They're like a cruise missile. They don't have quite the same range, but they're kind of the same idea. Once they get in the air, they've got little wings that'll pop off. They've got a little sensor in the front to try to spot the target that's been designated to it when they get close enough. Kind of like a slammer. But instead of firing them from like 80 miles, you can fire them from, it's around 35, 40 miles. So they're still pretty long shot. It's like a mini cruise missile. Each one of those has a shaped charge. Alright, get my headset back on, get position. Where's my pills? Oh god. That tastes lovely. Alright, let's go into our AWACS map here and let's pull a GPS coordinate right off the top of Sam Delta. Hey, that gauntlet's gone. Perfect. Oh wait, there it is right there. Never mind, it just moved again. Well, that's fine because we're gonna just drop a lot of stuff right here on this area. So now we got a GPS right here. We'll use the precise coordinates and come in here to our trusty HSI. Oh, why is my head tracker not following me? There we go. Okay. Alright, let's go down here to mark points. We're going to go to mark point 1. And we're going to go to data. And we're going to go to precise coordinates. Turn on the upfront controller. Position. Alright, precise coordinates. North. 5120. Enter. Precise. 1365. And enter. And then we go east. And we want 1234. Enter. 2766. Okay, there's our lat long, and elevation is 429 feet. So we go to elevation, feet, 429. Enter. Boom! There we go. We got our spot. That's how easy that is. Alright, come back here to our normal waypoint. Starting initial waypoint. Make sure our FCS doesn't have any faults in the controls. Alright, we're set. Alright, let's get everything set up the way we like it. Put the FLIR on standby so it starts warming up. Cycle the bleeds. Make sure our flaps are at half for FCS takeoff. Make sure our data links are on, IFF on. Alright, we're good to go. Let's do this. Oh gosh darn it. All the external strobes and navigation collision lights are all on because it's a hot start. Kill that stuff. We don't need all that garbage. If we could blow everything up at Sam Delta and Ziplig tonight, that'll be great. We should have more people flying tomorrow and Saturday. If we've already got Leipzig covered, then we'll be able to start actually moving north. That would be good. Yesterday we captured the factory and Naumburg basically by ourselves. Actually, I think it was by ourselves. I don't think anyone else helped us. That was kind of rough. Why does it? I wish it would stop spawning me way back there. Especially in a Hornet, man. We're gonna lose half of our fuel in our bag just trying to taxi this big fat bird over here. Yeah, but to answer your question, Knight, for single throttle is absolutely fine. There's only one aircraft where I've ever split the throttles, and I've only done it... Well, actually, there's two aircraft I've split the throttles on, but not very often. And that was a Tomcat and a Flanker. It's not anything you would really have to worry about. E3 Sentinel. Bleach is getting some work done now. Hey, look, there's 2 JF-17s taken off, so we don't got to worry about those. Their weapons will fail. They'll run out of gas before they get off the runway. Something will happen. Alright, we're just going to take the active and go with our friggin' gigantic loadout of brooches. Alright, rolling start, no power. And we will paddle off the nose wheel steering right now. And blower. And hands off the stick. Alright, gear coming up, flaps to auto. We're going to go ahead and take that same route up to a perch to the south. We got there a couple of Vipers just spawned in. Those are probably NPCs. Yeah, Lobo flight. Hey, there's a JF-17 coming for us. It's probably coming to strike. Damn, that's gonna distract me from what I'm doing. Well, arm up, air-to-air mode. I've got one AMRAM. Oh, is he dead? Oh, okay, he's dead. One of our SAMs must have got him. Okay, well then back to air to ground. I need altitude. Let's see, put our stores down here, please. J-cells, TOO, step, gotta program each pylon. Oops. Alright, J-cells are ready. Come over here to our HSI, and let's go down to mark point 1, which is where we had our stuff, and designate it. Let's go ahead and get our FLIR up and turn it on. Okay, there it is. All right, let's get a good look at what we're looking at here. There it is. So there's the SAM site right there. You can see all the stuff on top of it there. All those black dots are SAM launchers and stuff. Alright, we're nose on. Bag is empty. Let's get rid of the bag. Make sure we're clean. We're clean. Alright. Here we go. We're going to war. I really think that's the Tor Gauntlet right here to the right. You see how you can see that little pixel? Looks like it's changing. I think that's the dish on the top of the Tor Gauntlet spinning. So that's going to be our first target right there. So I'm going to go ahead and get our little dauber right here on top of the bottom of him. Right about there, and I'm going to designate that as our first target. And we have a shooting solution, which we can see over here on our HSI. So this is the max range, and this is the minimum range. So we want to fly inside this circle, not too far, but we don't want to launch right at the edge of it either. You want to give your JSOW enough room to work so it doesn't have to try to glide real low altitude because it's running out of, you know, propulsion. So we're going to get a little bit closer, and we're going to start letting these things go. We got 8 shots, so we'll put 2 on the Tor Gauntlet, and then we're going to spread the rest around. Alright, let's get the AP up and get latched. Alright, we're latched on. We don't have to worry about hitting the blower, that's not going to matter.
1, airborne.
We'll just stay right here in mill power. Well, am I actually? Yeah, I'm not blowing. We're right at max mill power. That's definitely the Gauntlet. Yeah, that's him. I'm gonna redesignate now that we got a better angle. Right there. Got it. Shooting solution looks good. We're in the zone. Gonna get a little bit closer.
1, in from the southwest, engaging bandit at bullseye 170 for 60.
Alright, one away. Alright, we're gonna hit the drift right there. We're gonna come back and put another one on the Gauntlet. Now we're going to start mixing it up and hit these SA-11 launchers. They're all in these little holes. What do I got left? Oh, that's it. Alright, 8 J-cells away. Alright. This is the Shadowace's Dynamic War server on the Germany map. It's one of the North Pole servers, I believe. Same scripting, same people. Yeah, Sinai. We helped them fix that Sinai map. Me and Vic were testing the Sinai map from start to finish. We actually completed the entire map and bug checked it. We were working with Santa on that one because it had a lot of bugs when it first went up. I had to track some shit down. I like the Germany map. There it is. Yeah, 20 binder. Alright, there's binder. Let's get the AP up so we can watch our J-cells, see if they get anything done. There they are. Whole line of J cells. Now they're going to pop up. They're doing that to acquire the target. There's a little camera right there in the front, a little sensor. So the first one that hits will be the one that we fired last. Pretty good stuff. There's that gauntlet I was talking about. It's sitting on the side of a building. Ah, and it missed. That was pretty good. That was pretty good coverage. We got a lot done there. We did some damage. Yeah, my DCS drive, my actual DCS drive that's just for DCS is a 2 terabyte, and I really need to upgrade to. Right now I've got 2 terabyte, two 2 terabytes, but I need to get a 4 terabyte NVMe M2. I still need to get one, but I've got enough to actually, you know, make do for now. But I really do need to get a 4 terabyte. It's just the 4 terabyte one is expensive. I'd like to get an 8 terabyte, but that one's overpriced. It's ridiculous. Alright, we're coming in. No, it's got to be direct connection, yeah. I need a direct connection. I've got one open NVMe 2 controller on my motherboard. I need to get a 4 terabyte to fit it. And then I'll be okay for a while. And then eventually I'll replace my 2 terabyte with another 4 or 6. My problem is I just don't have the money for all this stuff. I actually am disabled. I don't have any income. The only money I make is actually, every now and then I'll make a little bit of money off Twitch. Like $50 from time to time. So I'm slowly getting stuff built up. I'm still waiting for disability. But there's no chance. I don't have any hope that that's going to ever happen. My old lawyer said that I'll probably get my first disability check 2 weeks after I pass. My daughter will get it, my one and only payment. I don't have the money right now. Right now my bank account is like $70 and I've got to file my taxes, which is going to cost me about $70, or else I'll lose my medical coverage, which means I'll die. If I don't have my medicine, I will literally die.
1, in from the north, engaging bandit at bullseye 17.
If I don't have my blood medicine, I'll die from clots within a few days.
1, defending Sam at bulls 16.
Because I have a bunch of artificial arteries. So if I don't have my Plavix inside my system, I've got like 72 hours before I start throwing clots left and right. It used to be I had a little bit longer than that, but the problem is Obamacare like 4 or 5 years ago screwed up my insurance, and they took away my insurance, so I couldn't get my medicine. And at the end of that month, I was in the hospital having stroke after stroke after stroke from all the clots. So now, because that's happened, I have even less time if I don't have my blood medicine. And I'm hoping this year's kind of scaring me too, because all the insurance is changing right now, and even though I'm actually an actual disabled person, it doesn't really matter. Sometimes I get caught in all this stupid nonsense. Still haven't heard from my government agent guy on what's going on with that. God, I messed up my landing again. I'm not paying attention. We're gonna come in a little long. Alright, we're on speed. I saved it. We're good. Hell, that was almost perfect. A little hard, but it's a Hornet. It's Navy. Oh, don't judge that landing. I wasn't paying attention at all. I had my air brake out like a mile away from the airfield. My brain's not working too good tonight. I missed my dosage a little bit and that throws me off. If I miss my dosage, my pain level goes up really quickly, and which makes my body shake a little bit from the pain, and that causes you to, like, your train of thought kind of, it's hard to explain. I don't get stupid, but I have a lot of trouble holding thoughts when my pain level gets up really high. It's a oh Jesus, you can tell I missed my dosage. It's a physiological reaction your body just kind of has. It's kind of like it's in between shock and unconsciousness. Your body just does weird shit. Makes it really hard to think straight, which is also why my speech will get a little weird when I've missed dosages and stuff, which that actually has to do with all the normal reasons, but the speech thing happens because I lost my ability to speak when I had my strokes. Took me like, I don't know. If Danny was here, he would remember, but I don't know how long it took. It took me months to start talking properly again, and then if I get tired, the dysphagia will come back. It's a bummer, but it's alright. I just gotta... I would make a bad drug addict because I always forget to take my medicine properly. Which means I would never abuse my pills because I could do it easily if I wanted to, and I forget. I don't like taking medicine. If my pain levels didn't compound, meaning my pain doesn't level off, it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse till you lose consciousness, unfortunately. It compounds. If I didn't have that, I would probably never take that stupid medicine. Alright, well, let's see if we can get... Do we still have bleach? No, I'm on my own. Damn. That's a bummer. Now if I go up in something like an A10, I might get jumped. We're doing it anyway. We're doing the long mission. I want to finish off everything at Sam Delta, because once we finish it off, it'll black it out so they can't respawn it or repair it. It'll be considered completely wrecked, so that's what I need to do. So we're going to go back to Old Faithful. It's going to be a long flight, so we're going FedEx. We're going to take my loadout. We're going to take an ECM just to try to help ourselves. We want 3Ds, yep, 3Ds and all 105s. No, once Delta is blacked out completely, that's one of the rules of the dynamic war on this server. Those side sites, like Sam Delta, that is not a normal waypoint or a normal point. Once you shack them out completely, they're considered wrecked out. They can't repair it. It'll be blacked. Now the other sites that are airfields or bases or anything like that, yes, they can, even if you own it, they can kill everything there and make it neutral, and then they could recapture it. But not the side SAM sites and stuff. Because it's considered, once you bomb it out, it's just a burning hole in the ground. They can't do anything with it. Alright, we're going to take some extra Predator rockets to lower our weight. So we're going to take 2 105s, and we're going to take 6 Mavericks, and we're going to try to hit that site. I can't go much heavier. I don't want to go too much heavier than that. Because I want to make sure I've got full fuel, because I don't know how long I'm going to have to stick out there and linger. And we're going to plan this out properly. I like hot starts, but I also hate them. Alright. We need E program. And we want manual. Let's get our TAD up. Alright, let's slide our little butt over here to our CDU. Let's go ahead and pull a decimal minutes lat long off of Delta. Right off the peak. We're gonna have to keep a... Hopefully it'll let me pull an escort. I'm hoping it'll let me pull an escort, but... Alright, let's load up to MSN 046. We're gonna use our decimal minutes lat long for this one. 5120227. That's north. Easterling, we put in a 0, and then we go 1234. 1234, okay. And 458. East. Boom! Done. We're ready to blow shit up. Now in real life, those coordinates would have already been loaded into your cartridge, and then when you got into the plane, you'd load it up through the DTS. But you can do it by hand on the inside of the cab if you have to. Alright. See, we need half flaps. Good. We'll start warming everything up in the air except for the Mavericks. We'll wait till we're about 30 miles away from the target area, then we'll turn on the Mavericks. Should be MSN 046. That's our one. Where's our cake? There's our cake. There's Sam Delta right there. Right where that white pyramid is. Let's get our Jehemics loaded up. Alright. Alright, we're ready to go. Yeah, some of the sounds they got in this, the Hornet's engine when you're flying, they did the sound so perfect, but I assume they pulled all the sounds off the real stuff. That's why it's so good. The A10 sounds perfect. Although it sounds perfect from the outside. On the inside of the A10, it doesn't sound right. But I see what they did. It's fine. But when you're sitting inside of A10 and it's all sealed up, it actually sounds like this weird electrical hum more than an engine. Almost like a ringing. And the helicopter sounds, God, they got those so good, especially when you're pulling aft cyclic to slow down and like tail slide to slow down but not gain altitude, you know, so you're lowering your collective and cycling back. When you can really hear the rotor flap hitting the wind hard, they really got that sound perfect. No, it's a high bypass half of a turbofan. It's got two halves of a turbofan. But I don't think if they would have put the actual cockpit sound in the game, I think it would have been annoying more than immersive. You'd have to turn the sounds to where you didn't really hear them at all because of the helmet muffle, or else you would go nuts. Alright, let's check the pattern, make sure nobody's coming in. Nope. It's just us. Here we go. We got a little bit of a flight, so let's do it. Actually, what is our flight? 65 miles. That's not that bad, actually. Damn it. Forgot to turn off nose wheel steering. There we go. And again, no ground friction in DCS, so aircraft, especially warbirds, act really funny when you have weight on the wheels. They don't act right. They like slide around way too much. Oh man, and maybe I should have lowered the weight a little bit. We're pushing it. Woohoo! Right on the end. We're gonna leave those flaps down to half for a minute. I forgot that's a small runway. And we're heavy. We're overweight. Yes, okay, I can pull an escort. We're gonna do that because I'm the only one on the server now. This is gonna be our last flight, I believe. I'm not gonna do a helicopter tonight. I just want to clear out Sam Delta if I can. That way tomorrow we've got a better start. It could have been way worse. Luckily I got rid of the Panseer and the other upgraded Tor gauntlets that were at that one place pretty quick. Because that could have been a friggin' nightmare. That Panseer could have just been nuts. We got pretty lucky on that one. Luckily there was a lot going on and it couldn't intercept everything. Alright, flaps are up. Alright, let's latch the EAC. We're going to go to path and we want about a 5 degree. Looks pretty good right there. Alright. Targeting pod on, laser warming up. We will turn on the Mavericks at about 35 miles out. Wow, we'll do it at 40. We're actually closer than I thought. What did they give us for an escort? Hornets? Yep, we got 2 Hornets overhead at 15. Perfect. That'll work. Well, as long as nothing happens and we can get these Maverick shots off, and then I can drop the 105. The 105s will take care of so much if I can get close enough. That's why I want to get altitude. If I can glide these 105s in from pretty far out so where we're not in danger, those 105s will clear out so much. I know it doesn't show it on our intelligence, but right there where this SA-11 is, there's a damn Tor gauntlet right there too. So we're gonna put a Maverick right in here. Hopefully we can get a shot on one of them, and secondaries will finish the job. What was left at Leipzig? Oh, there's a JF-17 getting ready to take off. Wait, no, he's not. What's he doing? I don't think that thing's actually there. No, it's there, but it's not running. Hey, that's a JF-17. See, there you go. It's realistic. It pulled out on the runway, and then it fucking broke. So that's an actual JF-17. They made that correct. That is the actual JF-17. 100% one-to-one perfect. Because that's what I would expect an actual JF-17 to do. Break. It is now a roadblock. Now what are we, 40 miles? No, we're 51 miles. I don't know if we're going to be able to see much at 51 miles, but we might. Depends on how hazy the sky is. 50 miles, oh, we'll be able to see fine. I can see it without the FLIR on. We'll turn the FLIR on. And we're going to use our processing and zoom, and yeah, we can see them. So right there, you can see the Tor gauntlets at an angle right there, which means it's probably not going to be able to shoot at us. So I'm hoping I can use that fact to get closer and get a 105 into this area. Either way, we're going to use all 6 of our Mavericks when we come in to do as much as we can before we get closer. We got to be as safe as we can. There we go. And we changed the speed. Oh, I'm not broadcasting over the data link yet. We will do that. Alright, broadcasting. Whoa. Change my trim. Well, if there's people that are using the data link or are in my flight using the data link, then all of my SPI information will be also broadcast. So if there was someone in my group or someone in the same data link group as me and they were broadcasting and they had a SPI like right there where you see that 36 cake, it would show that cake with a blue cake around it and a blue line from where they are going to it. So we'd have more situational awareness of everything going on. Like this 36 is on the data link, that's the Predator drone overhead. That green cake is that's the JTAC's target that they want me to strike. So everybody in your flight would have blue information. So if there was somebody, had a SPI, a sensor point of interest out here that was theirs, it would show up blue in my information. TMS left long, yes. From the TADs. So if you go to your TADs and you soy the TADs and then you hold TMS left long, it'll turn your broadcast on and off. You bet. And it's always just good idea to always broadcast your information for whoever might be on the data link. Alright, we're going to go ahead and go master arm on hot. We're going to turn the Mavs on now and let them start warming up. It's about 3 minutes. We've got 38 miles to go. So we got 30 more miles before we can start letting hell loose. You guys weren't in the group, yeah. You need to be in the same flight to get that kind of information, yeah. Hey YouTube, the server we're on right now is the Shadowace Dynamic War server on the Germany map. It's one of the North Pole pretense style dynamic war servers using that scripting. You can do it from the mission editor or it depends on how they have the server set up. If you spawn 2 A10s that are in the same flight, so it'd be like, when you log in, it assigns you Lobo 1 and your buddy gets Lobo 1, 2. You'd be in the same flight. From the DTS in the cockpit, no, you can't do that. The DTC menu on select, it should allow you to do that though. Change your flight, I think. Yeah, all you can do from here is load. But from the select screen, I believe you can on the menu where you're doing that, and I know you can do it from the mission editor to make sure the flights are the same. Some servers, if you spawn them at the same time at the same airfield, it puts them into a flight. It just depends on the server. Some of them don't do that. I've never messed with it from the selection screen, but I think you can. But I can't attest to that for sure. I mean, can you set up flights on there? I think you can, right? Just like it's the mission editor? You're talking about the cartridge screen, right? I'd have to look at it to make sure, but I'm pretty sure it gives you data link information on that screen, yes. Should give you waypoints, data links, and radios at the cartridge screen, if it's the true cartridge. I don't know if they've implemented all of that yet, though. I haven't been keeping up with the cartridge stuff because I knew it wasn't complete yet. But when it's done, it absolutely should, because that's where all that information comes from. All that stuff will be programmed in and then gone over in the briefing. And if you're accessing the cartridge to change stuff, you should be able to change the flights and the data link. Certain jets can change the data link sort of from the cockpit, but not completely. But certain jets you can change, well, I don't know if it does it in DCS either though, but like in real life you should be able to go to data link screens to change inputs and donors on what you can see or what you can do on the data link. Like so many things in the flight will only be able to see things on the data link, and other people will be able to actually donate information from the data link. I don't know if all that's in DCS yet at the moment. They're still working on a lot of that. Yes, the Viper should be able to change donors in flight, as long as they have their data link code, which would be in your D-board or your briefing information. $15 miles. All right, we're getting ready to boogie. Master arm is on. And Mavericks are hot. Slaving. Let's readjust that just a little bit. I want to get a snap on the Tor Gauntlet, but I think it's going to snap onto that fire dome right there instead, but we're going to try. Okay, that's the best we're going to do for now. Let me get my trim set. Okay, that looks pretty good for trim. Let's get lined up and latched. Yeah, I'd have to actually look at the screen though. Like I said, I haven't messed with the cartridge too much because I knew it wasn't actually complete yet. It was just partially implemented. Yeah, that hit the SA-11. Let's hit it anyway though. No, I want that guy right there in that hole. Yeah, it's not going to give me that hole. Can I get this other one out here? Oh, he's moving. We're going to hit him. That might have been the Tor Gauntlet trying to run away and move. Nope, Tor Gauntlet's still there. Alright. Well, there's the Mavericks. We'll come back around with the 105s. Well, they're hauling ass. Boom! There goes the Gauntlet. They went a bunch of stuff, actually. That's good hits. Good hits. Alright, let's get parallel and see if we can get eyes on. Oh, that looks good. Alright, we need to put a 105 right in here. Where's that guy that ran away? Oh, he got blown up. He ran away and the Maverick got him anyway, because of course it did. It's a Maverick. Alright, so there's that hole I was talking about. We're going to put a 105 right here, and then we're going to put another one up here. And then we'll go from there and see what's left after that. We'll put it 105 right in the middle. We're going to keep going this way a little bit.
Warning, autopilot.
I want to line up so we're flying right across them. This is our last flight. I want to make sure we can black out this damn SEM site that's been such a pain. Killing that gauntlet's a big deal. Because if that would have stayed alive, it could have really given us trouble. Not because I was worried about it killing me, it's not going to do that, but it could have shot down everything I tried to drop in here. Some of the units on this server's kind of hardcore, and the difficulty's kind of turned up a little bit, so sometimes those gauntlets can knock down like everything you shoot at them. Not a couple, everything. I had a Tor Gauntlet knock down 4 harms in a single go, and then 4 Mavericks right after in the next flight. Thing was like a miracle worker. Alright, resetting speed. We're good. 25 seconds. We'll overshoot it a little bit, like always, to make sure we get a good drop. Never drop at the max range, unless you absolutely have to. Five seconds to the zone. Alright, pick a one, and it's away. Readjusting. We want this one right here. Speed is set. In the zone, everything's good. Pickle 2.
Pull up, pull up.
Next is going to be Predator rockets if there's anything left alive down there. We'll use Predator rockets to pinpoint. Let's turn off the Jehemics. So we're looking for a bunch of explosions here and then here. There we go. That's a pretty blanket. Oh yeah, that's covering everything. Maybe that stuff was already dead. Well, I can't say. Sometimes it doesn't tell you when you killed. Actually, a lot of the times it doesn't tell you what you killed on these servers for some reason. There's a lot of little bugs that happen when you're using a lot of custom scripting in DCS because the Eagle Dynamics engine doesn't like your custom scripting. It gets mad at you. Alright, we got 2 fish bids in the air, so we really need to finish this up. Alright, what do we got? Oh, they're on the back corner. Okay, I see where they are. Right where all this fire is? Look, they're hiding in the smoke. Alright, we're going to arm the gun. Turn on the Jehemics. I don't know right where they are yet. I'm going to see if I can get the targeting pod. Okay, there we go. There's 2 of them right there marked. We don't need the rockets. We're rolling in. Guns, guns, guns. We're not going to use the gun pack. We're going to raw dog it.
Pull up.
There's another one in the smoke that I can't see. That sucker is still there. He's hiding in that friggin' hole. Oh, there's so much smoke and shit, I can't see him. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna flood the area, because that's the last thing I need to kill. So we need to make sure it's done. If that one thing stays alive when I come back tomorrow, they might have repaired it and respawned a bunch of shit. Come on, get parallel. There we go. Shit, I can't see nothing in there. That's where he is, right? Yeah, that's where he is. Oh, is there a wall there? Is that what that is? There's a wall there. He's right there behind the wall. Oh wait, that's him right there. That's him. I see him now. Shit, turn the FLIR off. That's him. We got him. We're gonna put laser rockets on him. Actually, we can save those. You know why? Because those are like the most expensive munition we have, and every time you shoot one, somebody's gonna get mad at you. That is kind of unrealistic. Having all those Predator rockets, that's not a real thing. Those things are so rare and so expensive. Alright, we got a good mark. We're going to go ahead and use the gun pack now. Make sure all these shots are right on his face. Makes it a little bit harder to fly when the gun pack's on, but that's why you don't fly around with the gun pack on. You turn it on right before you're going to shoot, because it sets your stability augs to push the nose down to battle the recoil, and plus your first detent on your trigger is going to lock it into place. So one detent right there, so now we're locked onto the target, and then when we press all the way, it's going to start shooting, and it's not going to recoil much. See, that's how you get so accurate with an A10. Way dead. Way dead. Boom. SAM Delta is destroyed. Enemy SAM site gone. And there was much rejoicing. Alright, we're RTB out of here. Or, because we're already here anyway, we can come over here and see if we can throw some rockets on. Look at that. That broken JF-17 is blocking the runway now. That's so perfect. What is that waypoint? 22? Or I could use my Jehemix and just set a waypoint, but let's do it this way. Laser guided Hydras are not cheap at all, man. They're super expensive. These aren't regular Hydras, these are Predators.
1 airborne. 1 infantry.
And you don't see them very often.
Armor at Bulls 170.
Whereas in DCS you can put like 40 of them. You're not going to see that in real life. They're very, very expensive. How much ammo do I have? Oh, I've only got 350 rounds. Well, let's stop these two frogfoots that are on the runway, for starters. There's a frogfoot. We're also going to arm the gun. Was there any more AAA or anything there? Artillery, T-84s. I don't have stuff to take off those heavy armor. So yeah, let's just kill these jets and then RTB. I don't have the munitions to take out heavy armor. We used them up to make sure SAM Delta was gone. We'll just use a couple of laser rockets to shack out these frogfoots. We're not going to shoot the JF-17. He's doing a good job of blocking the frogfoots from taking off. We want CCIP. Make sure the laser works. Yep, laser is ready. Hello, Mr. Frogfoot. You're about to have a horrible, horrible day. At 4 miles, we can fire. I'm going to give 2 rockets to the one, and then we'll gun the other, because we got to hold the laser on the one. the guide. Alright, laser is on and lasing. Rifle 2. And then we're going guns on the other frog. Oh shit, I got hit. Damn. That was unlucky. What the hell was that? Oh, it was the T-90 or the Murkov. Might have been that Murkov. They hit me with a see, that's how hardcore this server is. That was a cannon shot from a tank that hit me. It was the Murkov. Maybe, let's see. Oh, there's a Terminator over here? That's what it was. There's a friggin' Oh, right there. Damn. I didn't see that. Stupid Terminator. These are really overtuned on this server, by the way. That's one of the most dangerous units on this server right now. They're a little broken, actually. And they're also... There's some bugs on them where sometimes you can even hit them with a Maverick and it's got like a force field and everything will miss above it. There's some kind of like hitbox targeting error that happens with them. But that's what got me. Stupid Terminator. I honestly didn't see it there. Oh well, did we get the 2 frogs at least? We should have. Yeah, the frogs are gone. And see, Sam Delta's blacked out, so we don't have to worry about that ever coming back. So at least tomorrow when we start this war, we'll just have to worry about Ziplig. Or Lipzig. And then we can start working on the chemical factory and then Zerbist. Awesome. And this factory will be just like that. This chemical factory will be just like this one. We got to kill everything, and then we've got to blow out the actual factory itself. We got some work done tonight, though. That's pretty good. I know it's a little bit shorter of a stream, but I am having a rough night with my body, so I need to take a chill pill and relax. Plus, I got some more editing to do for YouTube videos. Shit like that. I've always got more editing to do. Alright everybody, I'm going to call it a night here. I will see everybody later. I'll be back tomorrow night like normal. We're going to keep working on this Germany map. Hopefully we'll have some more pilots with us tomorrow. Usually on Friday and Saturday is when everybody comes out of the woodwork when they're out of work or off work. And we'll get some more work done on it. I'm just going to throw a song up and let it play the stream out. I'll be in the Discord for a few more hours tonight, probably at least for 4 or 5 more hours before I go to bed. So if you need me, you can get a hold of me in the Discord. Everyone's allowed to come into the Discord. There's no barrier of entry or money or any weird shit like that. So you can put in the Expedition Point Discord into the chat and you'll get an invite. Alright, yep. If you have any questions or need to get a hold of me, that's how to do it. There's also email on the Twitch page and the YouTube page to get a hold of me there as well. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Let's do Fighter Town to play out the stream.
He keeps kicking me in the dick. Why? Why does he keep kicking me in the dick?